practical solutions, resolution and business revival. Moderator Mr. K.K. Gupta, Director, Resurgent India Limited. Session Inaugurator Mr. R. Ramanan, Mission Governing Board Member, India AI Mission. Chief Guest Mr. Deepak Narang, former ED, Union Bank of India. Eminent speakers Ms. Vidhi Devraj, Founder and Co-Founder, Devraj Industries. Mr. Vipul Agrawal, Vice President, Resurgent India Limited.
Good evening, friends. I am K.K. Gupta, your host again here. I am a Director of Research in India and also Director of Association for Financial Advisor of India. So we are conducting mostly every week a webinar. Now today webinar, as you have mentioned, by the financial stress in SME sector, practical solution, resolution and business revival. Today our important guests are there. So this program will be inaugurated by our learned person, Mr. R. Ramanathan, who is Chairperson, National Expert Advisory Council, Technology, Innovation, DST India, Mission Governing Board Member, India AI Mission, former founder of Mission, Director, Atal Innovation Mission, Additional Secretary, Niti Udyog, Government of India. So many other qualifications. I think he is in the USA. So might be coming late or he will inaugurate these sessions. Today's session is most important session of this series regarding the financial stress in the SME sector. SME sector, you know, is playing very important role for the economic development. Either we're talking about the GDP, either we're talking about the export or employment. So it play a very important role. As for data available as on date, there are 8.95 crore SME sectors, which has been registered 5.08 Udmi. And there is also 3.86 UAP, that means Udmi Associate Platform. They have also created one platform where the macro sector are being registered with these people. And when we are talking about the outstanding credit under the SME sector, it is about 46 lakh crore rupees, which is most important for the industry as a level for the growth of the country. Well, now we are talking, the main subject is stress in SME sector. Where is stress? When we are talking about the total SME sector, 8.9 crore SME sector are there, out of which 5.08 is Udmi and UAP, that means Udmi Associate Platform. There is 3.86 crores SME sector are there. And outstanding is 46 lakh crore rupees. And under the stress assets, it is about 12.15 lakhs number and about 3.35 lakh crore rupees under the stress sector, which constitute about 6.5 to 7.5% of the total credit extended by the total outstanding. Now we are talking about the gross NPA. Gross NPA level is 1.8 lakhs crore rupees, which represent about 4 to 5%. Major aspect what we are talking today is stress assets. Why the account become a stress? What are the reasons? How to identify a sickness in the banking sector of this SME sector? And what is the stress? Why we are classifying them as a stress? So my main speaker, Mr. Narang, sir, who was the ED of the United Bank of India, and he is also the main speaker under the National Institute of Bank Management, Pune. He written so many books, and he has a practical experience under the fields of the banking sector. Either you're talking about the SME sector, large corporate, every sector. He turned around the United Bank of India when he was officiating managing director of the United Bank. So we will listen from him, because he is our chief guest of today's webinar. how he turned around the bank, how he turned around the industries. I think this is a major aspect regarding SME sector. His role is very
Hello.
important in the banking sector. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. I'm thankful to you, sir. You're speaking from United States, sir. I am really obliged, sir, for that. I have no word to
Thank you.
express my thankful to you, sir. Sri R.
No,
Ramakrishnan, sir, who is the chairperson of National Expert Advisory Council Technology Innovation, DST India, Mission Governing Board member, India AIA Missions. He's a former founder, mission director of Atal Innovation Mission, and also Global Strategy Allied Digital Services Limited. TCS has grown from 500 plus person when Ramanas joined there to 6 lakhs, 60 lakhs person today, and among the global top 3 IT consulting company of the world. Currently board member of IIM Udaipur Incubation Center, Bombay Innovation Center, and he also a Women University Innovation Center, senior follower of IIM, University of Directorate of Entrepreneurship. Beside that, Sikkim Manipal Institute of Technology Incubation Center, Bangalore. And he is having a distinguished alumni of IIT Bombay, Harvard Business School, Advanced Management Program 187, Cambridge, UK, Accredited Sustainable Leadership, Lifetime Chair of the Harvard Business School, Honorary Doctorate from the MIT, ADP, India, and Gujarat Law University. Some maximum award he got it. When we are talking about the recognition of top 100 IITians of India for contributing service of the nations, most valuable CEO award from the business world twice in the succession, outstanding Asia CEO award, digital of the year SAP Mint, Rajiv Gandhi Ceremony Award from Indira Gandhi Award, National Leadership Innovation Award. So many awards, so many qualifications, so many things are there. He was additional secretary of the Niti Udyog, sir. I have no such word to explain to you. Thankful to you, sir. You are my mentor, you are my guide, you are my philosopher, sir. For my word, you are from you are inaugurating this word.
I can't hear you. Can you?
Sir. So, sir, you are. I'm thankful to you, sir. You are in the USA. Still, you are obliging research in India to myself, sir, to inaugurate this maximum program, sir. Today, webinar, sir, constitute of the financial stress in SAP sector, sir.
Yeah.
I think you are the main architect of this, and you are being. Just by more than 500 people are listening to you, sir. Beside by members, beside the our own electronic media, sir. So we want, sir, your inauguration of this webinar. I will not take much time, sir. Please inaugurate this program, this webinar, sir, which can be beneficial for my entrepreneur who are listening to you, sir. Some bankers are also joined this program, sir. Entrepreneurs are also there. So I request you, please give your blessing to us by inaugurating this program, sir. I'm thankful to you, sir. Please give your thoughts, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Gupta. And good evening to everybody. And it's always it's a privilege for me to be able to join your Resurgent India seminars and webinars. And I think you're doing a fantastic job in being able to bring awareness at various levels within the public of matters which are very relevant, which are very important to our nation. And how do you make our nation go from where we are to where we should rightfully be? Because India is a land of great potential. It has 1.4 billion people, but more importantly, it has 70%, 65% of our country under 35 years old. It has 50% of our country under 25 years old. And we are one of the youngest countries of the world. But a young country means an energetic country, youthful energy coursing through this nation. And when we have the burden of this young people to be able to take the nation forward, we need to be extremely innovative. We need to be extremely aware of what are the things that are happening in the world in the areas of not just technology, but also geopolitically. The geopolitical landscape is changing so fast. National priorities are being asserted by many countries. And in this environment, we in India have a unique opportunity. But at the same time, we have a great challenge, as you mentioned. We have over 68 million MSMEs, micro, small, medium enterprises in India. That is the backbone of our nation, in fact. The large companies exist, like the Tatas and the Birlas and so on, but it is the informal MSME industry that carries the nation forward. And in a world where technology is changing the way you are experiencing the world and the way the world is experiencing you, where technology has become advanced, affordable, accessible, and available, we all have to look at how we reposition ourselves from the smallest company onwards, the micro company that is maybe a one-person company, a one-person startup, to large companies who are also struggling to look at how do we change in the face of exponentially changing technology. But at the same time, I want to highlight why this seminar is important, because we are a country which is growing at a rapid pace. So we are growing at 6 to 8% per year. Our GDP is galloping at that rate, much higher than any of the other countries right now. And we have the potential to grow between 8 to 10% or 8 to 12% because of the fact that we are a young country and we are a growing economy. The second important thing is, like I said, we are having one of the fastest growing startup nations of the world. Over the last 10 years, because of various initiatives by the government of India, of which I had the privilege and the fortune, good fortune, to participate as the founding mission director of the Atal Innovation Mission. The vision of the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, and the vision of the government of India from a socio-economic perspective is, how do you make India a nation of job creators, not just job seekers? We have been excellent in job seeking. We have done a fantastic job so far. We have a $315 billion ITS industry, which again, I was fortunate to be part to see the growth. When I joined TCS in 1981, as Mr. Gupta mentioned, it was a fledgling of an organization close to between 500 to 800 people. But today, it's a 600,000 people, and it is among the top three IT companies of the world. But more importantly, that triggered a wave of our growth in ITES services. And India is now known across the world as one of the knowledge capitals of the world, which is very important in a knowledge based economy where AI and technology, 3D printing, robotics, IoT, miniaturized electronics, augmented reality, virtual reality, and artificial intelligence are all coming together. AI is not something new. It was talked about several years ago by all of us. Even when I was in the 80s, we saw a movie called 2001 Space Odyssey. And that movie was all about AI, how a computer takes over a shuttle which is out in the space. And that concept was a concept, but it was not in reality. But today, because of great advances in data communications, in computing technology, in data processing technology, and in data mining and pattern seeking technologies, as well as sensor technologies, which are being implemented in man, machine, device, soil, and space. We now have huge amounts of data that can be collected, that can be processed at lightning speed, that can be analyzed, and that can help in creating these artificial intelligence systems. So artificial intelligence has become a reality. And in the face of this emerging challenges, which India has coped up very well so far, please remember that India has been the leader in digital public infrastructure. No other country has adopted digitalization in the manner that India has adopted, from the point of view that the digital public infrastructure that has been set up through the UPI stack, through the ONDC, through GEM, through the healthcare stack, and so on, provide every organization, whether it is a small, whether it is a farmer who is, distributing his crop yield, and he wants to know what is the best price in the market, and he wants to directly sell to the market with the UPI stack, with the payment stacks, with the digital public infrastructure. He is able to cut through all the other non-profit related intermediaries and get the benefit of that profit. And now AI is now enabling that same farmer, that same retail owner, that same MSME to reimagine their business in the way that they should, to relieve this particular topic that we are talking about, financial stress. See, financial stress, whether it is for a small organization or whether it is a large organization, is rarely a balance sheet problem, just a balance sheet problem. It is a balance sheet problem, but it is rarely just a balance sheet problem. It is a market relevance problem. And the market relevance shows up as a balance sheet problem. If you don't adjust yourself to market realities, the market needs. And therefore, when you're talking of revival of financial stress, the role of innovation and entrepreneurship becomes extremely important from three fronts. One is your product. How can you leverage emerging technology and emerging business models to move up the value chain instead of competing purely on cost? That is one. Second is process. How do you ensure that you digitize your own operations? You don't need, today, for example, typically a company would have needed to outsource or find another company to build its website, to build its product distribution, and so on and so forth. But now, because of AI, not only can you digitize operations, but AI becomes your personal assistant. It becomes that window, that service provider, which provides you the ability to develop your own website without knowing a single line of coding from your point of view. So, how do you digitize operations to cut working capital cycles? And how do you ensure that this is turning to your advantage and not becomes the killer of your MSME unit? The third is market access. We talked of product innovation, we talk of process innovation, and in terms of market access, today technology is enabling you to use digital public infrastructure like the ONDC, like GEM, the government e-marketplace, to reach buyers beyond one local relationship. And that is the opportunity. If you are in Jaipur, your market is Japan. If you are in Salem, your market is Seattle. If you are in Sikkim, your market is San Francisco. So you are now able to reach across to multiple markets, multiple cities because of technology, because of internet. And that is where you have the role of innovation. So how do you prepare yourself for in an AI driven market, and as the competition is shifting? I have for three suggestions for you, for your consideration and for the consideration of this particular topic or this webinar. One is, start narrow, not big. You pilot AI on one process, a high friction process within your own organization. It could be, for example, forecasting. It could be service support. It could be inspection. Before you do an enterprise-wide push, one is start narrow. Because when you do this, you realize how AI can help you in being able to adjust to the market realities and take advantage of the models that are already available. Infrastructure is no longer the barrier today. Low cost, India built tools are now available. For example, in customer support, you can have voice support in Hindi, Tamil, Bengali, Marathi, etc. So you're closing the language group, language barrier and the geography barrier. And as a result of which, your market becomes a larger market in terms of access and in terms of support capability. And then you should treat AI as a competitive tool, not as a must-have IT thing. I'm also using AI. That is not what it is. It is a source of competitiveness for your MSME. You have to, in fact, the Global AI Impact Summit, which was held, the question was no longer whether to adopt AI. The main question was how fast and you can adopt it, and where to start. And that's why I say identify those areas which are your pain points and start piloting an AI model, which is very much possible. Now, what is the India AI mission doing? I'm fortunate to be a part of the mission governing board of the India AI, and also the chair of the Department of Science and Technology and National Expert Advisory Council. Uh, there is a lot of support that the government is doing to MSMEs in terms of both funding and in terms of access. First and foremost, for any MSME, data is very important. Without data, you will not know how to develop the right approach, and to target the right market segment, and to have the right technology to be able to make use of this data. So India AI has developed a system called Kosh, AI Kosh, India AI Kosh, and that provides more than 7,500 national data sets, and it has over 270 ready to use AI models across across more than 20 sectors. So they have identified Mission 2.0 AI, India AI Mission 2.0 MSME AI stack, and there is a ready to use trusted AI layer for MSMEs. So you need to get a little familiar with it. The websites give a very good knowledge about it, and webinars like this can give you a good exposure, and some people can talk about it even more. And maybe there are other sessions that can go into the details of it. Third is shared access. For an MSME, cost is always a very important factor, and for AI, you need a high computer access. I mean, a high computing capability access. But now the India AI mission has allowed shared compute through the India AI Compute Portal, which lowers the barrier for what is the expensive part, the GPU part, the TPU access, and so on. And finally, there is a manufacturing MSME roadmap that has been created by both MeitY and National Institute of Smart Governance. And that is actually building an AI adoption model for ready use by MSME organizations who want to build AI products, or who want to use AI products. So these are all the various initiatives. I don't want to take more time because this is a very large topic, but I want to congratulate KK Gupta ji for bringing forth this particular topic. Financial stress is all about, I want to repeat, is not just resolving a balance sheet problem. It is not just restructuring debt. It is restructuring your business processes to take advantage of emerging business models, emerging technologies, and reposition yourself to success, because all of these are the factors that lead to the success of the MSME. So thank you, Mr. Gupta ji, for giving me an
Thank you,
opportunity to share
sir.
a few
Thank you.
thoughts.
I have no word to express my gratitude, sir. You have given a very, very important good mantra to our SME sector, sir. You are talking about the start narrowing regarding the AI, and infrastructure are available. Voice calling is also available. Voice ports are available. Funding assessed by the government is providing for a digitalizations, for the technology
Yes.
innovation, sir. You are hell of a fear for the innovation, sir. There are so many organizations. You are the board member, even the corporate board member for that. I think your blessing is required for our SME sector, sir. So you also
Um,
informed regarding cost structure, sir, so which you can share, and manufacturing roadmap. I think this is the most important issue which you have touched up. For AIA can be played very important role for the SME sector, sir. I must
Correct.
appreciate your viewpoints, sir, for anything. Anything will be, I think, thank you very for inaugurating my workshop. Although, sorry, you are in the USA, still you obliged me by taking your time from your USA in the meeting. I'm not knowing how you manage all such things, sir. I'm really obliged. I have no word to
Thank
express
you.
my gratitude, sir, on behalf of Precision India, sir. I'm thankful to you. For this minutes, other thing I will send to you what we have
Sure.
discussed. If any guidance is required, sir, we will seek from you. Sir, I have also written one book for the SME sector. Another book,
Yes, yes.
another book is printing, sir. If the doctor become a banker, I think they, because it's an SME sector, what happens, sir, when we are talking about the banker, वो banker are not taking proper care. They are not identifying the sickness in the industry for the SME sector. So if they instead of putting them in a proper health, sir, they are telling local letters they should die instead of restructuring other things. I think this is a major issue because now, sir, NPA level is also increasing. Lekin when stress assets we are talking about, sir, so they're about 3.5 lakh crore stuck up in a
Yes.
banking sector for the stressed assets. Although
Right.
46 lakh crore were lended by the banks or the
Yeah.
institutions. 3 to 5% we are feeling that this is under stress assets. How these stress assets come out from that picture, I think this is a major aspect for this webinar. We are thinking that respect. So we call sir our Mr. Narang sir, who was the MD of the United Bank of India, and he is a writer
Thank
of
you.
so many books also, sir. He is from the going to National Institute of Bank Management, Pune, to give a lecture also, sir. I think he's a thorough gentleman, and we have also one entrepreneur, sir, with us, who will also tell what the difficulty they are in this, sir. Beside that, I have got Mr. Bipal Agarwal, who is my vice president in my organization. He is looking after stress assets. So he had done so many studies, sir, so many rehabilitation under the stress assets. So I invited him also to guide the entrepreneur, sir. So, sir, thank you very much, sir, sparing your time, sir. I'm really obliged for that, sir. So I am coming to Mr. Narang, sir, now.
Excellent.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. I look forward to an autograph.
Natural, sir. You will get, sir. I will with you, sir. Thank you very much. So I am
Yeah.
coming to Mr.
Thank you.
Narang. He is a MD, officiating MD of the United Bank of India, and he also now ED of the United Bank. He is writing so many books, sir. So he is with the NIBM also, sir. So Narang sir, give your point. You have turned around the United Bank when you have worked as a MD of that bank. So you once you turn around the bank, how we can turn about the our SME sector, sir? That is Guru Mantra we want from you, sir. If you can guide our entrepreneur who are listening to you, so it is better, sir. Your experience is counted. So I have not asked any question. You are our chief guest for that. So please give your thought. How by entrepreneur turn around the corner from the SME sector, what we are talking about 6 or 7% is a bank's funds are stuck up in a this you can say under stress, and about 3 or 4% is under NPA level for the small scale SME sector, sir. So how they should come out from a stress asset, sir? So please give your thoughts, Mr. Narang. I hand over to Mr. Narang, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, Mr. Gupta, Mr. Vipul, Vidhi, and all the participants of this webinar. Now, at the outset, I will give you one or two guru mantras which are very important for life and which I have been following. And as Mr. Gupta said, for turning around United Bank of India in 40 days
Yes, sir.
from loss making in two last quarters and on taking charge in 40 days, I turned around and they brought it to profit. Even RBI was, a bit surprised. And we met Mr. Raghuram Rajan, the RBI governor at that time in Calcutta, and he came to me and said, "How you could do it?"
Sir.
So even RBI was, and there was an editorial in Financial Express which said that if it was so easy to turn around and recover NPA, why it is that other banks cannot do it?
Sir.
Other banks could not do it because they did not follow a proper strategy.
Sir.
You have to have a proper strategy. The two, three guru mantras are, say, good judgment, I would say, comes from experience, and experience comes from bad judgment. So don't be afraid of taking decisions. And the experience part is that experience is such a thing which will give you a test first and learning afterwards. So you may fail in that test, but then you can refine your judgment. And this is what happened when we turned around United Bank. We properly, first thing is identify, like MSMEs should also do, identify the cause of stress which is prevailing in that industry. So if I talk in very, technical terms, I would say that first you do analysis of your balance sheet, common size analysis, which is very important. The common size analysis is nothing but expressing your profit and loss in terms of sales and each item of your balance sheet in terms of the total assets. And you compare 3 years this ratio, common size, and you then would able to find out whether it is a dropping sales, whether it is non-realization of debtors, whether it is inventory which is piling up. That ratio would tell you what is happening. And then most important thing is, as a banker, we are more concerned about cash profit and not the accounting profit. I turned around, I made Vijay Mallya as a bill defaulter. I was the first banker to do so. I am proud to say that. And how I could do it? I found out that UB Holding, which was a company, had a loss of 166 crores in the balance sheet. And they said that they will not pay you 7.5 crore. But when I analyzed that cash profit, I found that instead of 166 crore of loss, they had a profit of 127 crores cash
Oh.
profit. So they could pay me 7.5 crore. And this matter went up to Supreme Court, even High Court, and they upheld my decision to declare him as a willful defaulter. And I became the first banker to declare him as a willful defaulter. So MSMEs and a banker, both of them should look at cash profit, not the accounting profit. First thing. And common size analysis should be done. Now, as a banker, stress can be seen much earlier than even your MSME would realize, because there would be frequent overdraws, requests for overdraws. He would not be paying interest in time. He would not be paying installment in time. He would not be paying salaries and others in time. So with analysis, you can find out whether what sort of strategy has to be adopted. It is debtors are not paying you, or you are not paying creditors and not getting discount, or there's a inventory level which is high. As long as you are honest in your approach, as long as you have not diverted funds, as long as you are sincere, and then we can see that whether sales are declining because of poor quality or because your marketing is weak. So all these things would be analyzed by a banker. And as a banker, I would say I must support an MSME which is viable, but because of some reason which a MSME owner is not able to identify, whether it is, if he needs FITL, funding interest term loan, I would permit that. If he needs some additional funds because he is doing an honest and genuine business without diverting funds, main issue is the banker should look at that he has not diverted funds. He should look at the color of an equity. He has not, the equity which has brought in is his own equity, it is not borrowed fund. Quite often, corporates and borrowers bring equity, not their own, but borrowed from some NBFC. So that is what, in one case, like this, a borrower wanted a term loan. He was an existing borrower. I realized that no, this borrower cannot bring 12.5 crore as a margin money when he is under stress. I asked my branch to look at the uh, CC account, and I found that 12.5 crore was transferred from CC account to PNB, and the same day that 12.5 crore came from PNB to Allahabad Bank, and that came as a margin. So this is, very, you have to use your common sense that such a borrower cannot bring 12.5 crores. So color of an equity should be seen by a banker. And if it is a viable unit, don't be afraid if it is an N. Don't be afraid to support an MSME borrower if he is honest in his approach. Don't be afraid that you would make a mistake. Unless you make a mistake, you will never learn. So my request would be to banker and MSME, come clean, approach a banker, and a banker should give additional limit, fund interest term loan, extend the repayment period, and all such things. And then, most important thing is sales, whether your sales are growing or not. So for that, I would suggest that do, as Mr. Ramanan was saying, use IT. I use Gemini to find out regression analysis for sales projection. And in a minute, regression, and earlier I used to do it through with Excel. Now I do it with Gemini AI tool. And in 2 minutes, not even a minute, I could find out what is the projection of sales for the next year. Look into the projections or achievement during the last 4 years. So that sales would make a banker comfortable that no one can charge it him that he has given excess fund or he has given less fund. I say that it's a statistical tool which should be followed as regression analysis and R square. These are two factors we should look into and should be part of that appraisal. That is, I would say.
Very important, Narang Sahab, you have mentioned identification. I think bankers should identify the sickness. From the beginning, they can identify because, as you also mentioned, the party will stop giving a stock statement. Account will be overdrawn. They will not pay the interest. I
Yes,
think banker is the first person who
to
knows
know.
where the account is going.
Yes,
Because I was also deputed when I was in a bank to NIBM. So I was there from behalf of the RBI to study the industrial sickness in the banking sector. That I also identify the same story because the banker, if they say the operation in the account, I think it will be serve the purpose. They can the first person who can identify where the account is going, whether it is a stress accounts, whether it is a going good accounts. I think this is a banker. I could not see that thing. Now you also mentioned, sir, regarding the viability. If account is viable, so
yes.
major aspect, Narang sir, your experience says how you say this account is viable. So there is some parameter for to identify the account to be viable. Anything you
See,
can, because with your experience, I just want to know to my entrepreneur how you say that this account is viable or this account is not viable. And you also mentioned about the cash profit. In certain cases, the loss was there, like still there was a cash profit because
cash profit.
depreciation was there, depreciation other assets were there. So definitely the point is there. Like a major aspect, viability. How we say this account is viable? Have any parameters, sir, in your view?
See, no, there are not many reasons. Each unit would be facing a different type of crisis.
Sir,
That would depend on, as I said, you do common size analysis and you exactly find out. First thing is to identify the reason for sickness. And only then I can say that whether this can be done or this cannot be done. And you should have a thorough discussion with the promoter that see your balance sheet and your past conduct shows that this is the conduct. Either you have diverted funds. I can see, I look at the statement of account, not otherwise, but through a graph. Through a graph over graph of 2 3 years of outstanding, would I could identify where the money has gone, whether you have diverted or not, whether turnover is happening or not, whether realization is coming or not. So, you study the pattern, you identify the reasons, you then you would know whether it is viable or not. See, viability, then you can try. Supposing your sales are coming down. Now you focus on the sales, whether your product is not competitive. If it is not competitive, you cannot survive. Let us liquidate it. If you are not able to reach, if your product is competitive, but you are not able to reach other geographical areas, yes, we would encourage you to, like Mr. Raman said, these days IT has made it possible that you can reach even outside India for sales. That we
sir,
would encourage him to do. But in case the product manufactured is not viable, is not sellable because of reasons that is the poor quality or competitive product has come or cheaper product has come. So then I think there is no point in rest other things can be managed. But unless sales happen, nothing can change. So first and foremost, that's why I said do regression analysis, project sales, see what sales he can achieve, and then you can work down because for projecting future balance sheet, important first point to be seen is the sales.
sir,
You can project balance sheet based on
sir.
sales. So
Yes, sir.
look, focus on sales. Focus sales is the criteria center point around which everything revolves. So if you can justify sales can happen, fine, I would support you. If sales cannot happen for reasons, there can be many, then there is no point in doing window dressing and allowing that customer to prolong, put him on ventilator when he is going to die. Don't put him on ventilator, then let him die and recover as much as you can.
Very important, sir. What I feel being a banking sector, because I was also in about 40 years in the Central Bank of India. So I feel that what if in the processing the proposal, sale is the major factor.
Yes,
If because our ratios, other things are depend upon the sale.
sales.
If you accepted the sale, then all projection you will have to accept. Similarly, the point is the banking sector, what we are finding out, they are only stressing on the DSCR. You tell us,
DSCR,
DSCR
DSCR
is
comes
nothing.
later on, unless there is a profit. How would they
Yes.
calculate
So
DSCR?
I am telling the banker, why you are only seeing the DSCR? You are not seeing the profitability. You are not seeing the cash accrual. You are not seeing the cash profit. And
Huh.
because he may have so many profit, they are showing the books, but they are not generating the cash. That is a more important aspect. And what you have mentioned, sir, with your experience, sale is the major aspect. In any
Yes.
viability, if sale are there, so definitely that unit can be considered. If sale you have accepted, profitability you have accepted, automatically DSCR other thing can be there. Then there should not be any problem, sir.
Because I
Anything?
always, yeah,
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
always in my banking career project these sales as per regression analysis so
sir.
that no one can charge me that you have given excess fund or you have given less fund. If I give less fund, I can give ad hoc. I should not, if the sales have increased beyond my expectation, I can always give ad hoc. No one can stop me from giving me if I see that it is as per more than projected figures. It can happen. It can happen. So regression and in one case, DDM was charge sheeted that you gave him extra limit by projecting higher sales, and he was charge sheeted for that because he diverted funds. So if it is scientifically done, statistically done, no one can charge sheet me, no one can question me on the fact that you are given higher sales. So that is very important.
Sir, another point which I think my some listener are asking, if they receive the notice under the Sapphire Act and the bank is asking them to recharge the property, they will acquire the property or they have taken a possession of the property. Then what option left with the SME sector? Whether they can go for the restriction?
See, surface notice comes as a last resort. Before that, you have to, if you receive 13.2 notice, so
Sir,
there is another provision 13.3a. You can approach the bank that no, you have made a mistake. My account is not NPA. You have forcefully declared it, or there is this problem. I need support in terms of restructuring. You can approach DRT under this section. But I have always said that Surface, I use Surface as a Brahmastra. Once I invoke Surface, I would not fail to recover. Like Brahmastra, when it is, मतलब एक दफा ब्रह्मास्त्र छोड़ दिया तो बिना दुश्मन को मारे हुए वापिस नहीं आता था.
वापस नहीं
तो
आएगा.
इसी तरह से वापिस नहीं आएगा बिना उसमें है ना रामायण के ब्रह्मास्त्र
नहीं,
अगर चला
उसके
दिया.
बाद क्या रिस्ट्रक्चर हो सकता है? मेजर इशू
नहीं
इज
नहीं सी रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग अगर बैंक को आप कन्विंस करो तो आप कभी भी 13.2 का नोटिस विड्रॉ
दैट.
मत करो, कुछ एक्शन 13.4 का एक्शन मत लो, लेकिन बैंक को कन्विंस करो दैट सी बैंक शुड सी कलर ऑफ एन इक्विटी, बैंक शुड सी एंड यूज ऑफ फंड, बैंक शुड डू पीयर ग्रुप एनालिसिस, बैंक शुड दे शुड नॉट बी विलफुल डिफॉल्ट, दे शुड नॉट बी डबल लिवरेजिंग, है ना. एंड रिसीवेबल और फॉरेन बैंक जब करेगा ना तो अपने ऊपर लाइबिलिटी देगा तो लेट द बैंक डू फॉरेंसिक ऑडिट, let them do receivable audit, and then they should identify the risk factors which are there, take that into account, and then bank can take a decision not to proceed further. But if all these
Can
negative
be,
factors are
mother
there,
point is it can be done if the bank is
it can,
satisfied.
yeah,
If you can
if
satisfy
bank,
the bank,
you have to satisfy the bank that
that should
the
say.
unit is viable, it can be turned around, because maybe that the banker is not so experienced and he has straight away issued 13.2 to reduce his stress asset or recover NPA. But then you have every right, and section 13.3a you can go to DRT and convince DRT that no, I have a right cause not to be proceeded against. But normally section 13.2 issue होने के बाद lot of problems come. That is a last nail in the coffin.
That is
Sort
last
of.
resort for the bank because
Yeah.
before the issue is the
And सरफेसी इन्वोक होने से पहले जो करना कर लो. सरफेसी
कर
ऐसा
लीजिए.
पावरफुल टूल है कि
सर,
बिना कोड गए आप
हो जाएगा,
90 दिन में
परम अस्तर
प्रॉपर्टी
है.
बेच के रिकवर कर सकते हो. मैं तो कभी कहीं और डीआईटी नहीं जाता था, सरफेसी लगा के रिकवर किया, खत्म. और आई कैन गारंटी आई नेवर फेल्ड इन एनी ऑफ माय अकाउंट टू रिकवर एनपीए. एंड not even a single account financed by me has become NPA. I guarantee.
Oh,
Prove that. Yes,
this is
because
a very
because
important statement. What you are
हाँ,
taking it, sir?
नॉट इवन ए और एक दो अकाउंट जो मान लीजिए स्ट्रेस में आ गए ना, इवन आफ्टर माई ट्रांसफर एज ए जीएम क्रेडिट मैं उसको फॉलो करके रिकवर करवा लेता था.
अच्छा,
सो आई यस, मैं कहीं भी गया जाता था तो अपने पुराने ब्रांच के स्ट्रेस अकाउंट मेरे सैंक्शन किए हुए वो
सर.
मैं फॉलो करके रिकवर कराता था चाहे मैं दूसरी जगह पे था. सो
Oh,
आई कैन गारंटी none of my account, if anyone can prove, I challenge. No one can prove that any of my account
we
during a
salute you, sir. We salute
37 year
Narang
career
sir. Narang sir, we
has
salute
become
you.
NPA. Or anyone can prove that Sarfasi in both I have not been able to recover. I have always recovered. These are the two basic mantras which I followed in banking,
Sir.
which I have sanctioned.
And by
So
your
I would,
strong appraisal
yes,
system,
stronger person. Or
understanding.
it, see another issue for a banker. Monitoring is sine non of credit appraisal. If a credit appraisal is even weak, monitoring should be very strong, and I could recover, prevent account becoming NPA through monitoring. Monitoring has to be very strong for a banker, and that is the basic mantra. Forget about appraisal. Your monitoring has to be very strong.
Monitoring more
Each and
important. Monitoring more
for
important.
yes, जब आपके पास borrowed आता है ना, you must first understand the business model and see that you are able to monitor each and every leg of transaction in that account. एंड यू मस्ट एक करोड़ मेरे पास आया जिसमें स्टेट बैंक ने कर दिया, वो बाद में एनपी हो गया, मैंने रिफ्यूज कर दिया यूनाइटेड बैंक में. मैंने कहा मैं इसको मॉनिटर नहीं कर सकता, मैं नहीं करूंगा. वो
Right,
कहता
sir.
सर स्टेट बैंक ने कर दिया, आप तो छोटे से बैंक को नहीं करोगे. मैंने कहा नहीं करूंगा, और बाद में
Right,
स्टेट
sir.
बैंक का अकाउंट एनपी हो गया और वहां का उनका डीएमडी पकड़ा गया.
Sir.
सो इफ आई कैनॉट मॉनिटर आई विल नॉट सैंक्शन, एंड मॉनिटरिंग हैज टू बी वेरी स्ट्रांग.
Oh, sir, actually, Narang sir point होता है जब once branch manager transfer to another branch joined, then he is feeling that I have not sanctioned this. So he will
नहीं यही
be
बात
some slack in
हाँ
recovering, or you can say to monitor the account. Like that, this is a human
वेरी
tendency for
वीकनेस.
that.
नहीं ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. ये
ऐसा नहीं
देखना
होना चाहिए.
चाहिए कि
Yes.
मेरे प्रेडिसेसर को अकाउंटेबल ठहराने से अच्छा है. तो मैंने कई दफा, मैं पार्लियामेंट से दिल्ली में था, मैंने कहा पीछे वाला जो कर गया भूल जाओ, मुझे इसको रिकवर करना है, सो दैट माय मैनेजर माय कुलीग डजंट बिकम अकाउंटेबल. इट इज माय
Yes.
रिस्पांसिबिलिटी,
That is the most important, sir. That is more important.
and that is what I could do. That is what I
Sir,
could do.
sir, I agree with you, sir. Now I'm coming to sorry, Madam Devraj. She is found. Madam, you are there? Madam Vidhi Devraj. Madam,
She is a mute.
Madam, please put your mobile. आप लैपटॉप पर हैं, मैडम?
उनको मोबाइल पे कांटेक्ट करिए. वो
जरा उसको बोलिए जरा इसको. तो now I'm coming to my friends, Mr. Hello, Bipul Agarwal.
Hi. Yeah, hi, sir.
You are there available?
Yes, sir, I'm available.
तो मैडम कहाँ चली गई यार? चलो बिपल जी. Bipul Agarwal is Vice President of Research in India, along with deep expertise in debt restructuring under RBI's 7th June circular, NPA management, fundraising, and debt capital marketing transaction. He anchored today discussion on the deciding the safe level of debts, keeping lender on board through difficult period, and funding options generally open to stress asset SME sector. Mr. Bipal Agarwal is expert on the stress assets management for restructuring of the account. Bipal ji, जरा अपना वीडियो ऑन कर लीजिए प्लीज.
Gupta ji, one thing, if any
Yes.
of the participant has any question, you can request them to mail it to me. I will reply to it.
Okay.
Provided it is related to banking. It should be related to banking.
No,
Any
now
question?
the question will come, sir. If you are available, we will give you.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I will
they can
send you.
send me through you or
Definitely.
directly to my email. I will reply to it. That's my responsibility.
ठीक है. You
I want to guide.
give your email and number to our person. Let me should see to it.
See,
Okay.
the book which I have written, Empowering the Banker,
Yes,
Credit
sir.
and Risk Aspect of Banking, has been written with one motive, that my banker friend should learn from my experience and should not make mistake in credit and recovery, because making mistake in credit is very risky. So learn from the experience of others, and I have put all my case laws, 50 case laws I have put in my book, so that you learn how to do things and improve upon that if you can. and I would
If,
reply to each and every query.
if it's possible, you just punch your number, and also you what is your book name, so that people can purchase it. From the, it
Uh,
is available from the Amazon, sir.
it is available on Amazon on demand. Uh, Empowering the banker,
Empowering the banker.
credit and risk aspect of banking.
So please note down the name of the book. If you want interested, so you can purchase it. So Mr. Bipal,
Yeah, yes, sir.
so give your thought about the SME sector, sir, because about 5-6% of our SME are under stress. As we are explaining, about 3 lakh crore rupees are stuck up by the banker sector for that of the SME sector. So have any advice to our SME entrepreneur who are listening to you, how they can restructure their accounts? What
So,
type of restructuring can be done? As Mr. Narang sir has explained, so you can also give your thoughts on this subject, sir. Mr. Bhagavan.
yeah, hi, sir. Thank you for giving me such an opportunity, first of all. When it comes to MSME sector, that particularly states the debt size might be somewhere between 25 to some 100 crore only, not more than that. And first of all, we need to recognize what is the reason for stress. Then we need to assess the areas, issues, analyze them. Then we should formulate, then that entrepreneur should formulate a proper strategy and implement it in a effective manner. But before reaching to the NPA or the stress into the MSME sector, one very important point that is one very important point that is how much is the amount is a safe amount for a SME sector or SME organization to raise in the form of debt. So it is not about 100 crore, 200 crore. It is about how much debt can be sustained out of the cash flow which will be generated out of from the investment. For example, if you are you are creating some assets who is not capable enough to generate future cash inflows, where it cannot be sustain your proposed debt structure, obviously that will definitely end up into the financial distressed position. So analysis before taking a debt is really important. The second aspect is post taking the debt. So keeping an eye on the debt levels is also an important because generally what happens, people or the entrepreneur take raise debt and just forget about it. They just look into the cash available to the company. It is important to look into your cash, but it is also important how much cash is available to you, whether that cash is sufficient to service your debt obligation in a timely manner, whether you are going to earn sufficient cash inflow for next 12 year, at least for 12 year or 18 month to be on the safer side to meet out your near term debt obligations. So raising in debt is not an issue. Maintaining the debt and keeping that standard is a really big challenge for them. There are several factors which need to be taken care while raising the debt, like the as Narang sir and you have also mentioned, keeping the eye on the ratio analysis, like DSCR, debt to beta ratio, debt equity ratio, interest coverage ratio. There are other several methods. So nowadays, AI is well available to all the entrepreneurs, and they can get it done easily. They can keep an eye on the ratios on a monthly basis, especially. So, because in my perception, before banker, a promoter is able to foresee the stress which is coming to the company. So, now the second point is why a lender should help you when you are in stress. That is also an important point. Suppose you are in stress and you are seeking some help from the banker or your lender. So, the first point here is the timely disclosure. At what stage you are disclosing and you are admitting that yes, you are in stress, you are in a financial stress. So the early you wake up, early you recognize your stress, the more options shall be available to you. For example, if you are shifting your account, your account has just shifted to SME 0 category. There are three categories: SME 0, 1, and 2, divided into 0 to 30 days, 31 to 60 days, and 61 days to 90 days overdues, as per RBI circular. So when you are disclosing and when you are discussing your core issues with your lenders, because because if you are discussing the issues with the lender on a later stages, they may not be able to help you in appropriate manner, because uh, the remedies available to the particular stress, generally change with respect to the age of the stress. So there are pre-default, then post-default. Pre-default, there are several remedies are available to them. They can raise some ad hoc facilities from their lenders if they foresee the stress. They can infuse some promoter infusions in terms of equity or unsecured loan. They can approach to any strategic investor or any financial investors. They can also convert their CC to WCTL loan basis on the cash flows. And if you have already defaulted, then there are some other fundraising options are available to them, like they can approach to any AIF funds nowadays, which are special situation funds, just as assets funds. Though their rate of interest are a bit higher, but they can add value to your,
हाँ
they can
मैडम कहाँ
give,
करेंगे
but they can give you a bridge funding to meet out your stress position if it is temporary or cyclic in nature. So these are few basic points which I think a MSME entrepreneur should take care before raising the debt, or while servicing the debt, and post if it has turned NPA in books of the lenders.
Mr. Agarwal, you have mentioned about the SMA
Right.
0, 1, 2. So in the stage of 2, if a
Sorry.
party approach the bank to restructure the accounts,
So
so
restructuring.
how it is possible for restructuring?
So basically restructuring is definitely restructuring is possible, and as Narang Singh has also mentioned, if any banker has issued Section 13 to notice to any of the borrower, yes, in nutshell, restructuring is very much available. And if your business is really viable, and it is acceptable to the banker also, and they analyze the key situation, key reasons for the stress which the MSME borrower has faced into the past, which has ultimately resulted into the financial stress, is temporary in nature. Yes, bankers will definitely keen to restructure the loan, because in restructuring, what happens? Basically, we do negotiate the sanction terms with the borrower. We seek some reliefs and concessions in form of reduction in rate of interest, elongation of repayment schedule, align with my future cash flow. So yes, restructuring is a very well viable option available to every borrower at any stage.
That means if they are not NPA level, in a SMA 1 or 2, bank
Yeah.
can restructure the account.
Yeah, sir. At that time also it can be restructured. It is nowhere written in
It
books of
can, yes, it can be restructured. It can be converted into a different sector also. When we are
right,
talking about the WCTL or interest funded,
right,
that
right,
means before that, if we become the NPA, it can be done as per you.
right, sir. It can be done.
It can be available with these people.
Right.
Okay. Any other thought, Mr. Agarwal? Because you have so many restructuring, although you are doing a very big restructuring for SME sector, there is a pre-package there. So you can say something. What is a pre-pack?
Sir, when it comes to pre-pack, matlab, in pre-package also you require consent of the lenders basically. So more or less it is like restructuring only. You present a plan to the lender, then you take a route of NCLT, IBC through IBC code for the approval of that particular plan. Again, it is at the discretion of the lenders whether they do agree to your proposed plan or not, subject to the viability and sustainability of the your restructuring plan, resolution plan basically proposed by the borrower in that particular situation.
So in resolution plan, what you are asking, if SME borrower can give their resolution plan and they can also purchase. They can also be purchaser in that aspect.
Yeah, if your company, when you are asking for a MSME, yes, it is very much possible. CIRP, during the CIRP process, the right has been clearly given to the MSME borrowers. They can bid for their own company. They can act as a resolution plan, and for that, for acquisition of their own unit, but they have to compete with the other resolution applicants also during that process.
Very nice.
But they are eligible to, they
Yeah.
are eligible to bid
They
for
are
their own company.
eligible. They are eligible
They
to
are very much eligible, right? Sir?
because in other cases it cannot possible. They
Yeah,
cannot
but this facility is specially available to the MSME borrowers only.
will to the SME sector. So, madam is there? Madam Devraj? I think madam has left it. No problem. Narang sir, now I can you can give some last thought or any advice to our entrepreneurs, sir, who are listening to you, sir. Narang sir. नारंग जी अनम्यूट करिए नारंग सर नारंग जी अनम्यूट कर लीजिए प्लीज
हाँ.
any advice to the entrepreneur the last word so
Yeah,
that they can be benefited sir with your experience sir.
yeah, if there are bankers, now Vidhi has come, you can ask her to continue.
Okay.
हेलो। जी सर।
Yeah,
तो
madam
अभी
you are
हाँ जी
available.
सर।
Sorry
यस
madam.
यस यस सर, बताइए बताइए।
Madam, give your thoughts for SME sector, madam. For SME, because you are the entrepreneur, SME
जी
entrepreneur.
सर।
If the account become under a stress, what as an
ओके।
entrepreneur you are expecting from the banker? Have any thought to that?
देखिए देखिए सर, एज ए एंटरप्रेन्योर मेरा जो भी एक्सपीरियंस रहा है,
हाँ
मैं
जी,
2017 से मेरा खुद का मैंने स्टार्टअप किया है। एंड देन काफी सारे चैलेंजेस आते हैं, और जैसे कि गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर से हमें बोला जाता है और काफी सारी स्कीम्स वगैरह होती है कि लाइक हम लोग आपको सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, और मैनी ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल है। लेकिन इन दैट प्रोसेस क्या होता है कि जैसे कि मैं अपना खुद का एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करना चाहती हूँ कि जब मैं 22 साल की थी तब मैंने फर्स्ट मैंने फंडिंग के लिए अप्लाई किया था। तब उसमें इशू ये है, गवर्नमेंट बोल रही है कि लाइक जो भी स्कीम वगैरह है या जो भी है, लेकिन जब बैंकिंग की हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं तब बैंकिंग सेक्टर में सर ये होता है कि वो लोग हमें क्लियरली बोलेंगे कि जो गवर्नमेंट है वो अलग सेक्टर है और जो बैंकिंग सेक्टर है वो अलग है। जैसे कि गवर्नमेंट वाले जो आपको बोल रहे हैं वो लाइक वोट कलेक्शन के लिए बोल रहे हैं, लेकिन हमारे यहाँ ये स्कीम नहीं चलती।
नहीं चलती।
आपको नहीं चलती सर। अगर वो आपको क्लियरली सर बताएंगे कि लाइक मैंने चलो कि मेरा खुद का स्टार्टअप है, मुझे कुछ नए प्रोजेक्ट के लिए फंड्स की रिक्वायरमेंट है, तो अब वो मेंशन किया हुआ है स्कीम में कि ये इसमें आपको कुछ मॉर्गेज नहीं रखना,
Collateral
अनसिक्योर
free.
में आप जा रहे हो,
Yes.
ठीक है, कोलेट्रल फ्री है। लेकिन जब आप वो सिर्फ सुनने और पढ़ने में, जब आप प्रोसेस में जाएंगे तब वो बोलेंगे उस स्कीम से हमें कोई लेना देना नहीं है, ये टाइटल वो सेम रहेगा लेकिन आपको कोलेट्रल देना पड़ेगा।
बाप रे। अच्छा
ये मैंने
नहीं,
ये मैंने खुद फेस किया है
I
सर।
understood because under the startup 20 crore rupees can be you can take from the banking
जी
sector without any collateral security. If the
जी
banker are not fully aware, if they are taking a collateral security, then coverage up to that extent will not be available to these people. Because in the case of a ladies, 85% of coverage is there under a you can start up system.
जी सर।
85%
जी
coverage में क्या चाहिए बैंक को, लेकिन still bank is asking collateral security and they are not fully
जी
aware
सर।
because my books also say
हाँ
like that. They are not fully aware up to that extent
एग्जैक्टली सर।
the coverage will not be available to the bankers. I
हाँ
think this is a major issue.
जी सर।
So, लेकिन
जी
my,
सर।
my only point in this webinar is for a stress. If account
जी
become a stress, have any
जी
suggestion or have any experience or have any thought on this subject, madam?
जी सर, जैसे कि हमें हमारे अकाउंट में कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स आ रहे हैं,
हाँ
तो
जी,
जैसे कि हम लोग हमें हमारे प्रोडक्ट की प्राइसिंग पे हमें फोकस करना चाहिए कि एग्जैक्टली उसकी मार्केट में डिमांड एंड सप्लाई चेन क्या है, ठीक है। जो हम हमारी प्रोडक्ट की प्राइस रख रहे हैं वो एग्जैक्टली कस्टमर को सूटेबल है या नहीं है, उससे फिर हमारा जो सेकंड पॉइंट है कि हमारा जो कैश फ्लो है कि काफी सारे वेंडर्स और मैन्युफैक्चरर ये कर रहे हैं कि आप 15 दिन में पेमेंट करो, या कैश टू कैश चलिए, या फिर बिल टू बिल चलिए। तो एक उस वाले हमें पॉइंट पे फोकस करना चाहिए कि मैक्सिमम हमारा जितना भी कैश में फ्लो चले तो उतना हमारे लिए बेहतर रहेगा, क्योंकि हमारा जो भी रॉ मटेरियल वगैरह हम कुछ भी परचेस कर रहे हैं वो हमारा एडवांस में जा रहा है, ठीक है। और
Naturally.
जब हम क्रेडिट पे सेल करेंगे तो डेफिनेटली हमारे अकाउंट पे वो रिफ्लेक्ट करेगा ही। तो जैसे
Naturally.
हम लोग एडवांस में परचेस कर रहे हैं तो हमें जो सेल्स भी है उस पे भी हमें वही फॉर्मूला से हमें काम करना चाहिए।
नहीं, बात ठीक है, लेकिन जब असेसमेंट होता है मैडम, तो ये चीज
हम्म
कंसिडर बैंक करता है ना। भी आपने एडवांस दे दिया पार्टी को, दैट शुड आल्सो बी कंसिडर। आपने माल बेचा है उधार पर, तो वो भी कंसिडर करेगा। रॉ मटेरियल कितने दिन का चाहिए, स्टॉक इन प्रोसेस कितना चाहिए, फिनिश गुड कितना चाहिए, ये वर्किंग कैपिटल बैंक असेस करता है। माई पॉइंट इज वेयर द अकाउंट बिकम ए स्ट्रेस। स्ट्रेस में आने पर,
हम्म
स्ट्रेस में मतलब क्या है, उसका इंटरेस्ट सर्विस नहीं हो रहा, वो स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट
हम्म
नहीं दे रहा, कि स्टॉक उसके पास है नहीं या कम है।
हम्म
तो उस केस में, सच केस में आपका कोई विचार है बैंक को स्वस्थ देने का, कुछ बोलने का, कि क्या होना चाहिए एज ए
हम्म
एंटरप्रेन्योर?
एज ए एंटरप्रेनर हमें जो भी हमारा जो भी डेटा वगैरह है, हम लोग मैं तो कुछ स्पेसिफाइली कुछ भी मैं वो क्या अंडर बिलिंग मेरा कुछ भी नहीं होता। जितना भी हमें हो सके उतना हमें डेटा क्लियर रखना चाहिए। डेटा जितना मेंटेन रहेगा उतनी क्लैरिटी रहेगी हमें,
वेरी
हमें
नाइस,
और बैंक को दोनों को।
वेरी। But data should be clear as per your opinion. You should be reflection should be very clear. So bank should have a
हम्म,
confidence. Whatever data you are giving to the banker, are they are proper. They
हम्म।
are not to be
जैसे कि
under
हम
a
लोग
crisis or something like that. Okay.
ओके,
Anything
जैसे
else?
कि हमारा है नहीं सर।
इसके अलावा कुछ बोलना
थैंक यू।
चाहेंगे आप? चलो,
नहीं नहीं,
now I'm
थैंक यू।
coming now to respected Sri Narang sir. Narang sir, have any
ये
advice to our
हाँ,
listeners?
ये जैसे अभी विधि कह रही थी ना कि इनको कोलेट्रल मांगा, तो मैं
Sir,
आपको एग्जांपल दूं। मैंने बॉम्बे में शिप ब्रेकिंग एडवांस किए 100 करोड़ विदाउट कोलेट्रल, कैन यू बिलीव?
100 crore.
यस,
ओ
बेस्ड
माय
ऑन
गॉड।
बेस्ड ऑन मॉनिटरिंग ओनली। मेरी मॉनिटरिंग क्या थी? आपका जब शिप ब्रेकिंग होती है तो कैश आना चाहिए रेगुलर, जो मैंने पहले फिक्स
एग्जैक्टली।
किया हुआ था। अगर
Oh,
नहीं आया
ओके
तो मैं, अच्छा, प्रॉपर्टीज आइडेंटिफाइड थी, अगर तुमने जरा सा भी डिफॉल्ट किया तो मैं अटैचमेंट करा लूंगा डीआईटी में जाके। प्लस मेरे
ओके।
पास डिटेक्टिव डिटेक्टिव एजेंसी थी
क्या
जो कि
बात।
उनकी शिप ब्रेकिंग को मॉनिटर करती थी। अगर शिप मान लीजिए 10% टूटा है तो उसमें कितना कैश है, उतना मेरे पास आया कि नहीं आया। नहीं आया तो तुम्हारा जो है डीआरटी में अटैचमेंट बिफोर जजमेंट। प्लस तुमने फॉरवर्ड बुक नहीं किया तो मुझको 10% दे दो, मैं फॉरवर्ड बुक नहीं। और स्टील प्राइसेस जो सेल करनी है तुमने ब्रेक करके, तो मैं स्टॉक मार्केट में जाके, कमोडिटी मार्केट में जाके फ्यूचर की प्राइस देखता था, उस बेसिस पे इनकी सेल्स रियलाइजेशन डिसाइड करता था।
क्या बात।
नॉट इवन ए सिंगल अकाउंट बिकेम एनपीए, नॉट इवन ए सिंगल।
क्या
100 करोड़। जबकि बॉम्बे में ये मशहूर था कि शिप ब्रेकिंग में बहुत एनपी है। मैंने कहा कोई बात नहीं, आई विल डिवाइस ए सिस्टम which would be very foolproof, because I said monitoring is very important. As you said, debtors, आप अगर डेटर्स ज्यादा हैं तो हम आपको फंड दे देंगे। क्रेडिटर्स, अगर आपने कैश पे माल खरीदना है तो वी विल फंड यू
हाँ,
अकॉर्डिंगली।
क्या प्रॉब्लम है
आपकी
उसमें?
लिमिट ज्यादा निकलेगी तो
एग्जैक्टली।
दैट इज नॉट एन इशू, प्रोवाइडेड यू हैव कॉन्फिडेंस इन योरसेल्फ, you have a strong monitoring, nothing can happen. I guarantee. If you monitor cash flow,
Sir,
और मैंने,
any advice to entrepreneurs, sir, to even to the bankers, sir, who are listening to you? Any advice?
that, see, be very honest and straightforward in your dealing. Be very, very transparent in your dealing. And sky is the limit for any help which a banker can give. There is no stopping a banker to help even a loss-making unit, even an NPA. I funded NPA units, but it never became a problem for me because I monitored that account. I could understand the borrower was honest in his intention. The reason of NPA was beyond his control. Suppose it came, natural calamity hai, account has become NPA, I will support. So only thing is the borrower should be, I should, after discussing with the borrower, I should be convinced that borrower is honest, fair, transparent in his dealing. He is not diverting my funds and he has all intention. That can happen through gut feeling. You know, you develop that gut feeling when you deal in credit. When I was giving a lecture about my book in NIBM, I said, AI can teach you so lot many things, but the gut feeling which I get by doing things, AI cannot give me that gut feeling. And
Right.
I refuse
Human,
many accounts because of my
human
gut
cannot be
feeling,
replaced
and
by
those
AI.
become MPA. हाँ, those become MPA. जबकि
Very
चेयरमैन ने कहा था मुझको फाइनेंस करने को, मैंने नहीं किया, तो वो एमपी हो गया। बाद में चेयरमैन ने मुझे बुला के दिया, नारायण देखो अच्छा हुआ, यहाँ तो सीवियर कंप्लेंट हो गई। मैंने कहा सर मेरी गट फीलिंग थी कि ये अकाउंट ठीक नहीं है। सो यू डेवलप दैट गट फीलिंग बाय डूइंग थिंग्स, नॉट बाय नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग। यू गेट
सर
इन्वॉल्व।
आपका क्या गुरमंत्र क्या है लॉस मेकिंग को आपने फंड करने का, क्या गुरमंत्र है सर? लॉस मेकिंग यूनिट आपने बोला ना?
लॉस मेकिंग का रीजन आइडेंटिफाई करो। अगर सेल्स इज द प्रॉब्लम, see whether it can be resolved or not. If sale cannot be resolved, forget. If you can resolve the sales issue, rest other things can be, because sales जो है ना, borrower ने करनी है, मैंने नहीं करनी। बट
बिल्कुल।
फंडिंग मैं कर सकता हूँ, आपके डेटर्स, क्रेडिटर्स, होल्डिंग पीरियड, आपके कैश फ्लो को सपोर्ट कर सकता हूँ, आपकी टर्म लोन की इंस्टॉलमेंट को मैं मोरेटोरियम दे सकता हूँ, आपके इंटरेस्ट के लिए एफआई क्लियर कर सकता हूँ, सब कुछ कर सकता हूँ। बट आपको सेल्स करनी है। If you can do sales and convince me that you will be able to do sales, I would monitor your sales. I can do anything you want. That is not an issue.
वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट सर, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। मैडम आपको कुछ कहना है?
नहीं नहीं
मैडम
सर,
नहीं, तो
नहीं नहीं।
मिस्टर अग्रवाल, अग्रवाल यू वांट टू से समथिंग?
So just wanted to add nut line only, that debt raising is not difficult. Sustaining a debt is difficult. Kindly look into the situation in a positive manner. Keep an eye on your debt levels. That's it.
थैंक यू मिस्टर, थैंक यू। आई एम रियली थैंकफुल टू मिस्टर नारंग, मिस्टर
Thank you
अग्रवाल,
very much.
मैडम,
Thank you.
for sparing their time.
सर,
And above all, I am thankful to Mr. Ramanathan, who is brilliant person. He is so many uh, awards, so many things. He was additional secretary with Niti Udyog, so many things are there. So for his blessing, for his inauguration of the program and absentee, I am thankful to him. So for a research in India, we are a merchant banker, we are investment banker. We are also preparing the DPR for the SME sector or other sector also. We are also conducting techno-economical viability study. If any SME sector or any entrepreneur require any viability study, even for any, you can say DPR or a technical economical viability, so we are at their disposal. We are at the service. I'm also thankful to the on the screen my person, Mr. Ankit, Mr. Vishwas, Mr. Lokesh, who are not visible in the screen. Still, under their labor, all the labor for this webinar they have put in, and to coordinate with the speakers, to identify the speakers, other things, they have done excellent work. So I appreciate these people who are not visible on the screen. Still, they are the main architect of this program. Today webinar, a very important webinar, how a stress industry can be revived. There are so many schemes are available with us. Either you can have a WCTL or you can have out limits or the funded interest. So many schemes are available and government is very ready to help the people. The RBI also coming out very clear guidelines. Banker also interested. Major point is you should be honest in your dealing. What purpose you have availed the loan, that is a must. You should utilize that purpose. If you are utilizing properly, if you are taking a loan for working capital, use it for working capital. Not divert to your fixed assets or other sources. I think this is a major mantra which should be there. Otherwise, I think there is no dearth of the funds from the banking sector. SME play very important role. So next, my book is also coming. If the banker become a banker, if a doctor become a banker, how will see? Because when you are going to a doctor, if you are at a last stage also, still the doctor will tell you no, we will help you. We will try to save your life. Even by putting the ICU, they will help them. Even वेंटिलेटर पर आदमी पड़ा होता है तभी वो डॉक्टर उसको बोलता है नहीं नहीं मैं बचाएंगे आपको। लेकिन ऐसा एटीट्यूड शुड बी डेवलप बाय द बैंकर। तो आई कंपेयर द डॉक्टर विद ए बैंकर। तो इन दैट बुक आई थिंक अंडर प्रिंटिंग इज कमिंग इन ए बिग वे। तो लेट वी शुड सी within 1 month the book will come and it will be give a really my personal experience of 40 years in the banking sector and 20 years in research in India. I did 60-year experience in the book. I tried to give a live examples of my career, which I helped, which they failed, which they're not. I cannot boast here, just like Narang sir, not even a single account gone NPA. NPA definitely stress definitely will be there. They can do a monitoring. Narang sir, so I have listened so many things from Narang sir that even not a single account went to NPA level. It is a part of the dealing. We will try our best. Monitoring is the major aspects. But Narang sir had to do. So I'm thankful to all the eminent speakers, my off-screen participants, and above all the participants. More than 500 people got a registration with me. So moreover, people of electronic media also available. I'm thankful to all the participants. I could not find any question from the participant. If they desire any question, please send to me so that we can reply or we forward to Mr. Narang sir also. Narang sir have also written very important book. If you have time, please read that book. I also given an order already, but that I should also read it, Narang sir book. So I will get some experience from Narang sir book sir also. Thank you, Narang sir. I'm thankful to you. I have no word to express my gratitude for you, sir. I think you have spare your time. I have no word.
Thank you, Mr. Gupta. Thank you, Vidhi. Thank you, Vipul, and all the participants who have joined. Best wishes. God bless all of you. Best
Thank you.
wishes.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you,
madam.
everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mr.
everyone.
Agarwal. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.